Yeah. Alright.
Oh, are you still the CEO?
For now, yes.
そうだ、日本語で説明します。
Wait, hold up. Pause?
今朝、
He said for now.
Yeah.
I think he knows what's coming. I have a feeling
Yeah.
he knows
マ
what's
ウスちゃん
coming.
から出た情報
Also,
とかについては、
I
本当に知ら
think
ないことが多くて、
pause. I didn't tell you
なんと
on
なく
pause.
微症状のない
Huh? Yeah? What?
Also, I think I'm pretty sure that the Japanese branch for V's Shoujo had nothing to do with this. It's kind of just blowing up in over in America here. That like where the main one.
Yeah, well, the main everything, the proceedings of everything was with America. But from what I've gathered, this regional director, basically the quote unquote CEO of JP, even though he's not the CEO, he's just the head of the JP branch, basically.
Yeah.
Which is a subsidiary of the American branch. The American branch did not let him do his job. He tried to do various things to do his job as what he was supposed to do, but they didn't let him do his job.
All right. I think that kind of proves
That's
my point.
the big thing.
I think that proves my point. The Japanese branch had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, but the leaking of information and everything, of the personal information of the VTubers, is only from JP. As far as we know, it's not from the American branch. It's none of the American VShojo members. It is the JP VShojo members.
I wonder how that happened.
Yeah.
Anyway.
が、まあ、お金が支払われてないことで、なぜすぐ辞めなかったのかってな
I
る
don't
のは、
understand any of this. Oh, look at that
もし
Japanese
ここで
that I also
じゃ
don't
こういう身柄ま
understand.
じい金額があったら
Look at the English.
相手が日で金額なんでお金になったとこ、そういうので今度取っていいとかで、カット
Oh man, I sure know what's going on.
アメリカ、ただ
Oh, okay.
JP CEO ただ
こんにちは。
こんにちは。
お世話になってます。
はい、ちょっと待ってください。音量を調整します。Can you hear him clearly? Chat 聞こえますでしょうか？
はい。
ちょっとチャットに確認させてください。はい。こちらは、V 少女。This is V 少女。JP CEO. Are you still the CEO?
For now, yes.
まだギリギリ CEO だそうです。
That's still like
はい。
that right there, the CEO. So I was kind of right, but not like
Kind of.
like you say, he's not really the CEO. He's just the dude that just like in charge of that the branch
JP.
itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like on the other side, technically he is the CEO. So
Of JP.
Honestly, it doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah, it doesn't make any difference. He's the
statement-
head guy for
sta-
JP.
The statement of Kei-san said that she quits in front of the CEO. That's yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
も聞こえてるということなので、I would like you to explain the situation because I know you know more about the situation than me.
Slightly more, maybe.
Slightly more, okay.
Yeah.
But I need to know everything, and the fans should know everything because it's all about the fans. 牧野さんです。
はい。
V 少女 CEO です。
よろしくお願いします。
ファンの人はやっぱり全てを知る必要があると思いますので、そこは あ、ってくださいね。なんでこんなに。はい。ちょっと、はい。体がこっち向いてるか。こっち向いてもらって。お願いします。He'll be explaining in Japanese and in English. Is that okay with you?
I'm not really good English speaker, and also I don't trust myself, like the speaking the correct word and term in English. I want to be super careful about what I'm saying here, because
Right.
as you explained that,
That's fair.
yeah,
But
yeah.
okay.
So I preferred like speaking everything in Japanese. And
Okay, then
you-
Japanese comes first. It's okay. We
Yeah.
have translators in mod today.
Okay.
Yes. Go ahead. では、はい。まず日本語でどうぞ。
まずディスクレーマーなんですが、
はい。
私はまだ会社の人間ということになっています。
はい。
なんで、そもそもここに出るべきではないっていうのがまず一つ。
And I wish
I think that's
I'm-
where I think that's where he's saying disclaimer. He's like just he's the director of the proceedings and everything within the JV branch and everything that has to do with JP.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's saying here.
Man, I keep freaking change the
ここに出
audio.
て、私のコントロール下で、
Not like it matters
Right.
because most of it's in Japanese.
Yeah, most of it's in Japanese. Yeah.
ない会社の組織構造的には。
はい。
っていうことであるのと、法的
ファンありき
係争
ですから。ファンありきですよ。そう、こういう会社とかって全部。
はい。なので私が今電話に出ているっていう状態になってます。
はい。
っていうことと、法的係争が始まっているっていう説
He
明
is
があった
very
んですが、
uncomfortable.
私がここで
He is very
物事を言い過ぎ
uncomfortable.
ると、それがいいことなのか悪いことなのかにも関わら
I mean, Dark, with the topics that they're trying to explain and the situation in itself, and the fact that you're doing it in front of a stream with
Yeah.
what, a couple of few thousands of people watching, wouldn't you be nervous?
Yeah.
With all the facts and everything that's going on, yeah, I would be very nervous explaining, trying to explain everything correctly. That's like the key thing right now. And he even said it himself. And I don't think, from what I can see, is I don't think there's any point of trying to lie right now.
Oh yeah, no. Because anything of lying is gonna be held liable in court.
And I would say this, like, people that literally, when talking to, like, for example, like Tectone, right? In the past, people had lied to him in a call on Discord, live on stream. And I gotta say, it's really bad. It's honestly just made that said person look very bad in front of everybody. And Tectone is just laughing at that person pretty much because they lied.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway.
Yep.
ず、タレントなのか会社なのかにもかかわらず、多くの人に影響が
Trying to see where
及
the
ぼされることにな
translation
る
is.
っていうことなんで、言えることと言えないことがあり
Well,
ます。
I can't really see the chat because it's so
私
small, Dark.
がタレントの方を持つ、もしくは会社の方を持つみたいな、そういったバイアスによるものではなく、
So if you don't mind reading it out,
知
you
っ
can
てる
see
ことと
it.
知らないこともありますし、知ってることの中でも言ってしまったら、
Yeah, I'm looking for
私
it.
もしくは会社もしくはタレントに 関係のない人にまで、影響が及んでしまうから、おそらくなんですけれども、ここで説明してほしいと思ってるケイソンや、ファンの人たちが、
CEO for now.
期待してるようなレベルの答えが言えないっていうところがまず一つあるだろうなっていうところと、また一つ、JPCEO
And that's Spanish.
っていう名前で紹介されてますが、本社のオペレーションに私があまりなんか深く関与していないっていうところがございまして、
Since then, here's Ian. There's a way I can filter. And since it's an Ian headquarters matter, it's not something JP employees can have a say in. Yeah. Because all of this, because the whole thing is based in America, so and JP gets its money or probably gets some allocated funding and such from the America branch and everything. So it's like, yeah. I'm looking for
できるところ、言えるところで言うと、結構私が絡んでいたプロジェクトって、V 少女ワイドで何かコンテンツをやるときに日本のリソースが必要みたいなときに、手助けをしていたっていうところなんで、それ以外のところっていうのはあまり、私の目線から見れてなかったこととか、そもそもなんか確実な情報であるかどうかがわからない部分とかってあるので、個人の視点から話せることしか話さないっていうことと、また、
It's going too fast, so I can't
個人の視点から、
Yeah.
個人の意見として話せ
catch.
ることもそんなに
Something
な
like
い。
that.
まあ個人の意見なんてどうでもいいですよ
I
ね。
can't help you
はい
because it's too small, Dark.
I know. No, that's that's
で、
Spanish.
また、今V 少女の内部でもこれどうするのみたいな感じで揉んでることがあるので、不確定なことが多いってことです。はい。なんで、今 PR、 ステートメント PR の準備っていうのは進んでるっていうふうに聞いてますんで、
遅すぎません？
遅いです。
はい。
はい。
Why
ついてる
there's
んですが遅い
Spanish
です。
translation? I don't
で、
know.
公式発表が、
I would like the Ian.
特に
The
マウスの
green
件
is the
につい
mods.
て、
I'm looking
出
for
るは
them
ずな
for
ので、
just Ian.
そちらが、待ってくださいっていう、そちらを待ってくださいっていうこ
No,
とで
that's
すね。
that's Span. Why is there no
じゃあ、
hello English translation?
so is it fair to say that
Oh.
the JP branch and Ian branch are very different? And what? You were not allowed to involve? You were like not involved in so much of the stuff that was going on?
Depends on project.
Okay. まあとりあえず私が事前に用意したというか、とりあえずこれだけは答えろよっていう、でその後視聴者の方からの質問にも答えていただきたいんですけども、聞かせていただきたいことがあります。
I wonder if we come over here because there's some. I think I saw some English transcripts here. Yeah. Today, Ironmouse released on the she said that you, like you, she's money from Jojo and money meant for charity. The show did not pay on her behalf, accounting to 500,000. But simply, that's that's embezzlement, isn't it? Embezzlement. Well, the question becomes, where did the money go? Right. That's true. I believe it may have been used for operational costs I haven't received any money from V Shoujo starting September last year, though. Does operation cost refer to the staff salaries then? Can we call it embezzlement? Maybe. About the donation money. Of course, I can only speak for the movement of money in the Japanese branch. I want to see more English transcripts, though. That's the thing. The amount handled by JP was much lower than Ian. Say Shoujo JP itself was doing good. Yes, you haven't paid me. That's what it says on the main company's finance book. Huh? Wait, so you know the JP talents were not being paid yet? Yes. That's not doing good then. For context, JP does not handle the finances on their own. We were doing good comparing the money coming in to the money going out. Okay, so I quit Shoujo today, and his response was just hi, which is just yes. Planning on doing it on the 31st, but I'm doing it today. I quit. This is very wrong. I understand. You're telling me you could have paid me. Yes. Then where's the money? I want it now. Silence. Case on reply said to the science, did you just die?
That's
I
something.
want more English transcripts here.
It might be a little bit hard to find it right now since everyone's like posting stuff on Twitter. Also, Dark,
Yeah.
you might want to cover your Twitter just in case.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm gonna do that too because I don't want to get in trouble. Let me know when you find something, and then I'll switch it back. Yeah, I think.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay.
No, you can say what you're going to say.
I think I was right with what I said. That the CEO is just there, and he's not really part of the main picture and all that.
No.
He can only speak what he can say, as he said in the video, but he can't explain the whole thing, and that's probably because of, I guess you could say, his own kind of contract and stuff that he has to follow.
Legally, a lot of people can't say a lot of things.
It's literally the policy that they signed at the beginning, but which is probably the dirtiest trick because right now, all the members that quit from V's Shoujo today and yesterday, they can't say anything about it right now. Which sucks.
Yeah,
So if you were to bring it to court or something like that, oh man, that's gonna be tough.
Well, in an instance like, see, that's the thing. It depends if it will be brought to California State Court or if it'll be brought to a federal court. Because if it's a federal court, then depending on the charges and everything and what V Shoujo is being convicted of, those legally binding documents would be voided, and anyone who is brought onto trial to speak would be able to speak. It just depends on how this is handled and if it is brought to a California state court or a federal court. There was a post from Vebe saying that they're still like that, this is why they left, but they're still under a legal agreement that they cannot badmouth Shoujo. And that they can't say they still, due to NDA contractual stuff, cannot say anything against Shoujo.
It's a lot of information there, Dark.
Yeah,
For me, yes. But yeah.
Hmm.
Just don't expect me to remember every single detail by the end of tonight.
Oh yeah, no, I don't expect anyone to remember every single detail because there's so much information flying all over the place.
Right.
It is hard to process and really like weed out everything. It's like, okay, what is really, what is the real, like, just solid information here? What is just clutter and all that kind of stuff? There is a lot going on.
Oh, yeah.
There is a lot going on. And more stuff just keeps coming out and such. And now kind of the information wave is being flooded by people talking about how they almost got into Shoujo and then didn't, and
Oh
everyone
yeah.
kind of piggybacking on that and
A
such.
friend of mine from RP that also does YouTubing. A while ago, they did try to sign up or with V Shoujo back in the day, and now they're like saying on Twitter, good thing I didn't.
Yeah, everyone is doing that right now, and so it's kind of muddying up the information flow and all.
Mhm.
But yeah, like, I mean, I didn't apply. I almost applied to V Shoujo. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm not really making any ground with cover. Maybe I should try V Shoujo. Because I've applied multiple times to cover to try and get into that agency. Boy, am I glad that I haven't gotten into a single agency.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm still independent. Like, I'm like, especially after this. I mean, I said a while ago that I was like, nah, independent. Yeah, I'm not going to try for agencies anymore. And it's like, with this in light, yeah, no one's going to try for agencies anymore. There's been these smaller agencies that keep popping up everywhere, and I've been just looking at them like, I don't believe you. I don't know about, like, yeah, like, all that sounds a little too good to be true. And I've even commented on some of the people saying I'm starting a new company to help VTubers. It's like, are you gonna help someone like me? And there's still this one company that I followed and have been following and everything. They still have not opened up applications. Still. And it's been like half a year at least. And they have a bunch of people on with them, but it's a bunch of people that they silently brought on with them to that organization group, small business group organization thing, agency. And so there's just a brand new fresh one that being started by a guy that has been a agency manager for a lot of people from Shoujo. Yeah. So it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm glad. I'm not going for any agencies ever. I'm riding it out independent. Even though it would have been good to have a company behind my back to, like, fling me forward, what the companies and such were there for, to help propel VTubers forward into a, more of a spotlight on the stage and such. Yeah. So here's some more transcripts from the JP head guy. The biggest problem is that the JP wallet was combined with the EN one. There was discussion to separate the two, since the JP side's cash flow was good. So there was talk about separating the two. And sorry again that I'm talking about myself, because other talents will speak for themselves. So is my debt going to be paid? That depends on whether the company, the US side, can recover. It can't. All their assets and everything is going to be frozen and seized by the IRS. that's just what's going to happen. That's typically what happens in embezzlement cases and money cases such as this. But I don't think chances are good. Yeah. So like I said, the Ironmouse is going to get most, if not all, of her money back. The Immune Deficiency Foundation is going to get its money, but everyone else, like Kason, Haruka, anyone else who is owed money, is not going to get the money because it is going to be frozen and seized by the IRS. But I don't think chances are good. I feel like I got scammed. I kept getting, wait, we'll pay you. And the fans paid using the money they worked hard to earn to buy our merch and support us through our deals. And all that money that got paid to Shoujo is now gone. That feels very much like a scam. I was planning on using the money I would get from the fans to do bigger and better things for them. And it was quite a large amount. Yes. So I just really want to know where all the money went. This is really not good. I think that was it just 3? Yeah, it was just 3 images there of transcript. So yeah, I think yeah. Kason and the others are not going to get their money. But Ironmouse will at least get some of the money. But my guess is the money is gone. I don't know. There's some interesting things about VShojo staff members leaving and making a big like announcement, everything that they were leaving VShojo. If they think they're going to be safe from being pulled into the court and such, they're not. And I think a good portion of money probably is with them. And VShojo is trying to get them out of the company and everything to kind of save that money and keep it and try to keep it out of the hands of the US government. But they're going to be pulled into court because they were staff members of VShojo, and whenever a case like this is involved, everyone gets pulled in. If they don't come to court, which I have a feeling a lot of people, a lot of staff and everything from VShojo are not going to go to the court when they get called. They're going to get held in contempt of not going to court. Because in America, when you get called to court, you drop everything, you go. If you don't, you get pretty serious. You got a pretty serious problem on your shoulder then, and you get a whole other different type of sentencing for not showing up to the court when called. But there's one other legal term that I've been trying to think of. That even if a lot of staff members within VShojo were not directly involved with this, they're going to be held in the same accountability as the company itself with the CEO and such for essentially being a part of the company. That's, I think, an outcome that is going to happen. That even though they did not directly have anything to do with it, the fact that they received the money, all this other stuff, was just kind of indirectly a part of all of it. They're going to receive criminal punishment as well. Probably not the same type or amount of criminal punishment that, say, Gunrun is going to receive and other higher echelon management of VShojo is going to receive. But that is still pretty bad. I mean, it's pretty bad for the staff members that were not directly involved. It's good that Gunrun and them are going to face the full face of the American law. I hope that they're prevented from weaseling or doing the various things that are being talked about for them to weasel their way out. If this is held in a California state court, yeah, they're probably going to end up weaseling their way out of this. If it is held in a federal court, they're not weaseling their way out of it. So I hope it is held in a federal court and not just a California state court. So that V Shoujo gets the full conviction and criminal punishment that they deserve.
Pretty much.
See if I can find some more transcripts. I don't think much more needs to be said or like.
By the way, I picked up a shift for this Friday. Just letting you know. That means this coming Thursday I will be probably have to shorten my stream for that day.
Mm-hmm.
Just letting you know now.
All right. Oh. Okay, no, that's not transcript.
Hold on, I need to go stretch.
The TLDR, just based on what the conversation between Kason and the JB branch CO. I'll wait for you, Uni to come back from stretching. I'll let my coffee get cold. No, I'll let my coffee get cold. But I mean, this is pretty big, and I don't know what this means for the JP branch. Since it is international, I don't know how that is going to be handled, but it's interesting that the money pool between Ian and JP was combined. And JP's money pool was just based off of the Ian's pool given to them. And it wasn't just a separately allocated money. I'm not sure how that, because I don't think the JP staff and branch can be dragged over to America to be held in trial. I don't think. I think depending on what happens in the trial for the Ian branch and such, the American government may hand over stuff over to the Japanese government, and then the Japanese government holds the JP branch on trial for a separate case. I don't know, but seeing as everything is, since the JP branch has seemingly no operational autonomy from the EN branch, I don't think they will be held in trial. I don't think they can be held in a separate trial. I'm not sure because that when you get into international stuff, it gets a little tricky when you're crossing countries and all. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be. I don't know. This is gonna be interesting to watch and see how. I don't know how this develops legally and such. It's gonna be very interesting to see. But this is some pretty major embezzlement and then some. Pretty serious. Gets officially quit. Yeah, when asked, the English branch select their finances, which in turn was leading the contributor side to look separate. But they weren't able to, case on us, if our that covered response. That depends on what the company, the US side, can recover. So people, okay. So people are lying. Out of my control, service. Future to. Will there be an apology from the company? See, I sure hope so. Go today. Wait so long. You need to come back so we can read this because there's a lot there. This is the TDLR, but there's some other stuff that wasn't in the other transcripts or in the transcripts that we were able to find. English transcripts. Oh man, this is a legal mess. I literally, this is a legal mess. Oh yeah. I crazy keeping up with this and figuring everything out. Oof. Again, everything I say and such, hold it with salt and all. I am not the final word on all of this. I am just someone on the outside with an interesting perspective and a eye for patterns and an eye for detail and such, and picking things out from the shadows and such. What I say is not the final word and everything. Go do research, go read stuff and all. This is just the culmination of what, based on my understanding and everything, how things are playing out and all that. So I have no insider information on any of this. I'm just a nobody with a really good eye for things and piecing things together and finding out information and all that kind of stuff, or just finding information in the first place. So yeah. That should be a big gigantic disclaimer right on the top of everywhere. Disclaimer. This is just me sharing my opinion and thoughts and boiling down the facts that we do know and has been publicly released so far. Everything that we know so far that can be legally released and has been released and all that. So if anyone comes up, just so no one comes after me, I don't want anyone coming after me. Because this is getting some pretty serious, I mean, the legal side of all this is getting pretty serious. This is some pretty serious embezzlement. And it's not just the fact that the money, I don't know. Some money seems to be used in what is being called operational costs. But it seems like there's a whole lot of other funds, other money that is just floating out in who knows where. It just seems like there's a lot of money just out there that nobody knows where it is and if it even exists in the first place. Which, if that's the case, if the money doesn't exist in the first place, like the money never existed, and like the only real money that does exist was the charity funds for the Immune Deficiency Foundation, then that's a whole other legal problem on its own. If the money itself just did not exist and they were inflating the bank records and everything or whatever, just, misconstruing stuff there and lying about financials and such, that's some pretty serious trouble with the IRS. Lying about your financials in America, yeah, the IRS does not take kindly to that. That's how they that's how they shut down Al Capone. Was Al Capone lying about his financials and tax evasion. That's how they took down Al Capone. The IRS is a scary monster if it is let unleash on stuff like this. For a force of good, most times. Other times it can be used as a weapon in other senses, but that's a whole other story. But so this is very interesting. I hope the others get some portion of their money. I really hope the others get some portion of their money. But like I said, I don't think they're going to, because I think it's going to get seized by the American government, by the IRS. And it's just going to sit there pretty much. It's probably going to be used to pay the IRS what the IRS is going to find out that the IRS owns or owes is owned from View Shoujo, especially if they were lying about their financials and lying about information on 1099s and W-2 forms and everything, which are tax forms from the IRS and all. That's going to be interesting to see. That's going to be very interesting to see. Because it really could be a case where the money doesn't exist. I didn't really think about that. Just that the money doesn't exist and that everyone was just lying out of their butts about financials. Uni, where are you? That's some long stretching you're doing. Jeez. I'm going to put music back on. I'm going to put music back on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something else here. Can I do that? Gonna do that. Lower that a bit. Not for myself, but for you guys. I mean, that just stinks. All this just stinks to high hell. All of it does. Ah, man. Just seeing everything is just crazy. Oh gosh. The look at this. The Immune Deficiency Foundation Tiltify donation has raised $754,000. That is crazy. It has raised $754,184. That is so good. Like that's some good. That's some real good right there. I really want to donate now. Like even like always to those things, the littlest amount is always always helps and such. Even like $1 helps with charities. And every dollar counts, I wonder if it's still up or open. Because I will totally just drop like $50 on something like that. Yeah, if it's still open, I'll probably drop like $50 on the Tiltify. I'm gonna find a link for it again. Let's see. Let me get a link to it. See if it's still open. It is still open. It is still going up. It is still going up here. Ironmouse Immune Deficiency Foundation can donate now. As they have raised $758,507 and is continuing to go up. I don't know what the red lines are. So, wow. Whoever live donations. $15,555. Okay. Who are the top donors right here? All right, the top donors so far is this guy Lone Wolf at $16,000. Jazz at 15,555. Gamer subs at 15,000. Shiloh at 12,222. VTube Studio at 12,000. Tato at 10,000. Donkey Bird at 10,000. Mint at 10,000. VGen at 10,000. Kimji at 10,000. It's pretty wild. In a good way. Like, this is good. This is heartwarming. This is heartwarming to see, like, the amount of people that are... Like, at this rate, I don't know when they're gonna close this. But at this rate, they're gonna reach 1 million. At this rate, they're gonna reach 1 million. I mean, they've already surpassed the amount that they originally raised that Bishoujo has withheld from the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The amount that Bishoujo has withheld is 500,000, half a million. So they've already surpassed that. Already surpassed that. It's at 758,000. It's probably going to get up to 1 million. Yeah, I mean that's probably going to get up to 1 million. Most likely. Which will be great if it can get up to 1 million. Like, so many people coming together. I mean, it's... Yeah, it's like, that's pretty good. Like, that's honestly really good. Honestly, really good. Dang. Uni went to go stretch a long time ago. Uni!
I'm back.
Well, I'll read. Oh, there you are. Welcome back, Uni. Or maybe not.
What? Why is my VR was Steam VR decided to open up for some reason.
Oh, that happens to me all the time. That happens to me all the time.
I was like, got back just now. I was like, why is my Steam VR open?
Well, welcome back.
What's with the music?
Huh?
Music. What's with the music?
Oh, I just put music on. I didn't know you... Right, you could probably hear it. I just put music on for myself and everything. Man, look at where this has gone to. It's gonna reach a million.
See that good. What did it say?
They've raised $759,094.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the original amount that was raised, that was withheld from the Immune Deficiency Foundation, was 500,000. I think it was actually 512,000. So they've well surpassed the amount that was originally withheld.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's some TLDR from everything from that case on, and the head of the JP branch where we're saying and such and talking back and forth. And there's some extra stuff in here that was not from transcripts that could be found, or at least that I could find. So here's the whole thing. Kason hasn't been paid since September 2024. She invited the CEO of the head of the JP branch to her stream. Told that all the money was there, but they just haven't been paid yet. Kason officially quit and was already planning to leave Vishojo. Vishojo's JP head, when asked when she's getting paid, said that whether it was whether it was the right decision or not aside, from an overall perspective, the idea is that the company's finances has to improve before we can pay money out.
Right.
The English branch sucked with their financials, which in turn was leading to the JP side to look into separating, but they weren't able to. Kason asked if her debt will be recovered. The response was, so is my debt going to be paid? That depends on whether the company, the US side, can recover. And all that money that got paid to Vishojo is now gone. That feels very much like a scam. Why was the company trying to add more talents when we were getting paid? Yes, we were trying to add more talents. Was the idea that more money would then come in and they could use that to cover the outstanding expenses? I don't think they were thinking that far. The fact that money was drying up was not the reason for adding more talents. Did anyone inside Vishojo say, hey, there's something wrong, let's not do this? The thing about adding talents, adding content, including managers in the US, is run through a profit loss analysis. So people were lying. Who was lying? Then the JP head said they can't say who was lying. The JP CEO wants to take as much responsibility as he can while he is still within Vishojo. JP, Henya, and Kason can continue as indies. Nova is different. It's a whole group. They aren't in the block financial wise. They're trying to find a way to continue for them to be a group. And Kason, will Vishojo disappear entirely? I cannot say for sure. It's out of my control. Chat. So basically, no one knows what happened to the money. Kason, pretty much, yeah. Will there be an apology from the company? And CEO says, I sure hope so. And so, yeah. So, yeah. And that kind of goes along with my thinking. What if the money just doesn't exist?
That'd be really funny. But then again, it wouldn't make sense either. Because think of it this way: back when yesterday was when Ironmouse specifically said that V Shoujo has been paying for her expense.
Mm-hmm.
So that would mean they have money.
They have money,
but you would think at first they'd be using the money that they made, right?
Yeah.
But actually, that kind of begs another question. Then, where is Vishojo getting their money from? Besides everything else.
Besides the merch and all the income that the talents were making from Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's why I'm like thinking.
It's kind of like that one time with Mark about what was that one thing that he was suspicious of? Honey. Yeah, honey. The whole
honey pot.
incident.
Yeah, honey. Yeah, the honey incident. Yeah. Like where was honey getting its money from?
I think it might be a similar situation, but sorry. a similar situation with a totally different situation, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does make sense. I'm starting to think that Vishodo just lied out of their mouth about all their financials. Which, if that's the case, the IRS is going to have a field day with them.
Honestly, they need proof before even saying
Yeah, they need
anything.
proof. Yeah, which is where the court is going to. Well, again, it depends on if it's going to be a state court or a federal court.
We'll see. It's still
will.
early to say right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are too early to say here, but the IRS would be asked to perform an investigation in which they will go to the payment processors to see where all the money goes, where all, to look at transactions and everything, to look at the banks. Yeah, and so if they're lying about financials and everything, that is a big no-no. That is some serious that's how Al Capone was taken down. I said this earlier, but that's how Al Capone was taken down, was from him lying about his financials and tax evasion. And that's how the IRS got him. He wasn't got by the police and everything when he was doing all of his organized crime stuff and everything and causing mayhem. He was got by the IRS. Made some cursed food combinations with once human chef mode. Oh gosh. If you ever heard of canned blueberries and mushroom simmered in goat milk? Yeah, me neither. But it's classified as edible food. That's crazy. That's funky. But yeah. They lied about their financials. That means that there's so many invalid W-2 forms and 1099s. And geez. That's a whole other mess. That is a whole other mess.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is too big. There's a lot of what has been saying here now, what I've been saying, and kind of like consolidating into layman's terms and speak and such here. There's a lot of it that is speculation. So take it as speculation. But this is, yeah. This is going to be interesting going forward. And I think once the trial actually starts, I'm thinking this is going to end up blowing up to a point where it's going to end up on American national news, like CNN and such. I'm thinking because especially with the crusade, and like I think this is going to, once the trial starts, I think this is going to blow up to such a degree that it's going to get broadcasted on American national news, like CNN. Again, too soon to say any of that. You can think about it, but it's
you
still,
can think about it.
It's still too soon, regardless of what you say.
Yeah, it's too soon. Yeah, but you know how I end up. You know me when it comes to the Yakuza games, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. That's all I'm saying. But it's like,
yeah, like
this is. I mean, you can be right about real life, but some things will be different compared to what we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but yeah, you know how good I am at like decoding the Yakuza games and be like, oh look.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like this is also speculation, but with the crusade that the payment processors are going on against content consumption and everything, if the other speculation that I'm speculating about ends up happening and all, and the IRS does their own investigation and asks the banks to investigate, look at money transfers and everything, the payment processors are going to have to do their own investigation to report to the IRS to provide evidence to then submit to the court to be used in the trial. The payment processors are probably going to see a lot of funny stuff that is involved in money transfers regarding the VTuber industry. And since they're on this funny crusade against a lot of media consumption, adult, whatever they're considering adult stuff and other abusive or whatever stuff, and in general, Japanese media creation and such, I think there is a possibility that puts a target on the back of VTubers for the payment processors. I mean, there is already seems to have been issues with payment processors and such with various content from VTubers and all, from various like PayPal and everything regarding, and Fansly and other stuff and all, right? So it's not like it's not like VTubers aren't already kind of having a magnifying glass being put over them because of the other stuff from Fansly and that stuff. I think this is just gonna exasperate and over proportionalize everything. Which all of this could lead to one of two, like the end goal, the end result. All of this, one, V Shoujo is going to get convicted. The degree of the conviction and everything of what their jail sentencing and everything they're going to go for depends. They're going to get convicted. The Immune Deficiency Foundation is going to get their money. Ironmouse will get some or all of her money. The money for the rest of everyone else, like Kason, is going to get seized by the IRS. I think that's just in stone probably what's going to happen. Outside of that, I think it's either going to lead to the overall collapse of the VTuber industry.
Yeah.
Or, there's a pretty big case, because then all the trust and everything and just the companies themselves, like Phase Connect, Cover, is going to completely just dissolve. No trust in any agencies, companies, whatever, for VTubers. Probably a lot of trust, and little to no trust with VTubers in general. Even though not ever, there's not a lot of bad with just the VTubers themselves and such. It's going to end up like a domino effect and the collapse of the VTuber industry. Or it's going to end up with a consolidation of the VTuber industry, and it's going to shrink, but in it shrinking, become stronger and be pushed even more into the mainstream and have even more of a solid basis and some legal classification regarding VTubers and them as actual businesses, individual businesses. Each VTuber is its own small business and business entity and such, and some more just general legal clarification with VTubers and how the operations of VTubers are, and kind of rearranging the ground rules for how all this works. I think it's one or two things, but the VTuber industry is going to get hit hard. Like, no matter what, trust in the companies is gone. Absolutely gone. Especially with mainstream stuff and anyone that, say, the companies are going to try to work with. Even with, like, I'm going to say, like, Cover trying to do stuff with the Braves or the Dodgers or whatever, any of the baseball stuff. I think that's probably going to be sullied. Doing events like that, other stuff like that, big things and such, involving a lot of money, is going to be sullied. All the trust in everything is going to be dissolved, gone. Right now is the rise of indie VTubers. The spotlight is going to be put on indie VTubers. And if it's a consolidation of everything, then I think people are going to shift in how operation costs and everything work and all to be more in line and focus with reasonable means for indie VTubers, right? Because in some cases, a lot of operational costs from artists and everything like that was influenced by big companies asking them for a lot of work and everything to provide models, video edits, all that kind of stuff. But if the work is not coming from the companies anymore, there was a lot of money coming from the companies. That's why a lot of prices went up, because they were getting more work from the companies. And so they charged more because they were needing to kind of get bigger compensation for all that. So if all the work that they're getting is from independent VTubers, most independent VTubers are not big companies and don't have big budgets. The only VTubers that really have like big budgets are, say, Doki Bird, Zentrea, Ironmouse.
Oh, damn, so sad. Anyway, I'll be back as Dark dies.
Step light, don't blink, I'm already close. Threads hum silent, wrapped around your throat. You thought you saw a damsel stray. Darling, I was hunting prey. One whisper, engines oh shakes. Fractious steels, but I raise stakes. I wear a smile like sharpened steel. Your secrets scream, I make them kneel. 40 flares, I strike with grace. Gloves on fire, no time to waste. You chase shadows in the dark, but I'm the flame that leaves the mark. Come closer, love, and play the spark. I dance with tea in the dark. A resonator, sharp and sweet, with poison lips and lightning feet. You call for gods, you pray for light. My light brings storms, and I bite. you slow, then take control. Come closer, love and play the spark. I fled your sins into my heart. Your tatted mark won't shield you now. I bend the storm, I show you how. So better confess or try to run, baby. I already won. As whispers ride the wind in my ears, dusk has brought the dawn of my fears. Get about what happens in the light, enshrined in shadow, a tomb built of night. Strike my blade in rhythm with the storm, entwined by fate, summon the ashen swarm. If freedom must be wrought by the waves, let this crown melt to dust and be carried away. So let the gale become one with me. Follow me, the dawn will rise. As I kneel before their deity, I will fight to turn the tide and rage again. The air falls all around me. I'll go and open up the skies. As the gale goes, I mellow. Fervent battle
Oh, hello?
storm, the stars trapped above.
Hello?
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 Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I was just about to get more water, get water and stuff like that.
All right, and my stream just reconnected.
Awesome. Man, they're
My
trying to-
internet, they're
trying-
trying to
They're
silence
trying to
me.
shut up from saying the truth. Oh
They're
God!
trying to shut me up from saying the truth. That is exactly the thought I had. I know too much. I'm on too much on point. They're trying to shut me up. Yeah, internet did a funky there. That was kind of weird as I was talking about funny stuff of consolidation or not or whatever. But Shizu, to say to you, I hope it consolidates too, because it'll just kind of strengthen V2. If it consolidates, V2, the VTubing industry as a whole will be significantly strengthened. And a lot of good things will come from it, honestly. Even though a lot of fat probably would be cut out and everything and so on and so forth. People will see that as bad and a lot of drama will come from that. But it'll be good in the long run because it'll make the scene and the entire VTubing industry stronger. But it is totally BS to have the pack suffer for one bad sheep. But so many times in history, that is the case what happens. There are so many points throughout history where the pack is slaughtered because of one bad actor. It sucks. And in a lot of times throughout history, no one ever deserved it, but it is what ended up happening. And I hope that's not what ends up happening here. I opened up my bag of cookies because, like, well, I'm gonna sit here and eat a cookie while I wait for the internet to come back or whatever. for everything to reconnect. But man, I can't believe they tried to shut me up. I can't believe they tried to shut me up because I was speaking the truth. Oh man, that's crazy. Oh man, I know that's not the case. That's just a funny joke. It's just a funny joke.
A funny coincidence, that's all.
A funny coincidence. Oh, Jeezums. Or is it? It would be quite something if it wasn't. I don't know who would be paying attention to me because I'm a nobody VTuber. I am a small nobody VTuber, so I don't know how or why, who, big, whoever VTubing entity would be paying attention to me. So it's just a funny coincidence. Just a funny coincidence. Oh man. Jeez. All right. I think that's all that can really be discussed right now.
Yeah.
Anything else that, I mean, a lot of stuff that I've been saying is a lot of speculation, but I think anything else that would be said and such would be further speculation and just speculation.
Just wait for later today or tomorrow, I mean.
Yeah, wait for later tomorrow. There'll be more information without a doubt. Probably spend a little bit of beginning of the stream talking about it.
We won't get the full story until that contract is gone. Like fully gone.
Well, even when the contract's fully gone, won't get the full story.
No,
the full story won't.
At least we get what those guys were trying. What those guys really wanted to say about the whole thing.
Yeah,
because
we'll get some semblance of something.
I bet at least one person in of those members would know the whole thing, or have guess.
Yeah, they have a good guess, but it, like, even Zentrea's coming out saying, like, wait, what? Hold up. Like, she added gun runs, like, hold up. Please tell me that you did not do this. I was just blindly following VShojo, thinking all of it was really cool and just pushing agendas forward. There's a lot of stuff that people like Zentrea, Giga, and Onward were blind to. They have an idea. That's for certain. Like, that, we can gather that they have an idea. And that's why Zen and Giga left. But we won't know the full story until the trial happens. Like, we won't know any, like, a lot of it right now is hearsay. There are some facts, there's some stuff that is set in stone and what can be said and what is known with all parties involved. But the real final story will not come out until the trial. Whenever the trial actually ends up happening. Which first, once Ironmouse's attorneys finalize everything to bring VShojo to court, there has to be a grand jury to go through all the evidence and select stuff to be used in the trial. And then the trial happens. There has to be a selection for the grand jury. A random selection of jurors for the grand jury. They go through that. Then there has to be a random selection of jurors for the actual trial. It's going to be a long process. So the trial is not going to, all these cases are always a long process to actually get set up and actually for the actual trial to officially be held in court. So it'll be a while from now before we actually know any amount of the full story. What they tried to make Shiley sign was criminal. Yeah. Everything was just trust me, bro. And they tried to dip their grubby fingers into G subs. And then when Shiley was like, no, they then shifted all the other talents into G Fuel. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. That, you know what? You're right. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be a lengthy process before the trial starts or before any kind of trial happens, because first Ironmouse's attorneys actually have to finalize everything to bring V Shoujo to court. They're probably talking with Ironmouse and everything because a lot of stuff has to be drawn up to actually bring them to court and such. So this is going to be a lengthy process. But once it starts, it's going to be hellfire. It's going to be sure hellfire. That is for certain. Absolute hellfire. But anyways, I'm going to move on to horse game.
Yeah.
Because there is really nothing else that can be said now.
And
There'll probably be more that can be said next stream.
Yeah.
It may even be the stream after that before a lot of stuff can be said.
Maybe.
Or any more stuff can be said. So
Yeah. Well, I am gonna step away and bring all the empty containers and food downstairs and get more water in areas to take a little walk around.
a walkabout.
Might take a hot minute. Might take more than that.
All right.
Because I am kind of a little tucker out from VR, even though we didn't do much today.
Yeah. So you are gonna go on a walkabout.
Yeah. I'm just gonna call it that.
Do you know what a walkabout is?
Somewhat.
It's an Australian thing.
Well, which is
It's a time of leave where you just kind of drop everything that you have in your life and you just go and walk. You just go. You go out of the country, you go anywhere, you just go travel, and you come back sometime eventually.
eventually.
Yeah.